Hi everyone, Nick here. Just before I do my record my review of Doctor Sleep, I just want to have this quick video. It's about the experience at the cinema I had when watching the film. Specifically, quite a few members of the audience. This is kind of a sort of a rant slash plea video. It's a rant about what some of those guys. Well, the problem was that lots of people were on their phones. I know some cinema audiences are way worse. Like they might be talking in the audience, or they might be having loud popcorn. I had some popcorn, but I don't think it was that loud often. But there seems to be just so many people on their phones in the cinema yesterday when I saw the film, and I was actually in a row where I think going across there was about 9. I was in K10 at my Empire's Bishop Stortford cinema screen 3, and I think about 9 teenage or early 20s boys sat. I think it must have been about 9 because they filled up the entire the rest of the row. There was definitely 8 when just before the film started. And then another one came in about an hour to an hour and a half in late, and they quite a few of them just had their phones out throughout the film. Some of them were texting, and the guy who came in late. I don't think he had any interest in the film. He just was on his phone. He might even have been listening to music for part of it. Bit disruptive. And there was also a couple of people on the left-hand side of the screen that had some phones out for that parts of the film, texting or looking at them. And there seemed to be a couple, by the looks of it, a young couple, perhaps boyfriend, girlfriend. They went out for about a minute or two. They might have gone to the loo or something. But they went out for a minute or two, and then they came back in. And I was thinking, what was the point of that? Unless they actually generally went to the loo, which they could have done, but I don't know. I think they just wanted to have a moment outside. So yeah, I mean, not every member of this audience were disrupted. There were some people a bit further down I couldn't see that. I didn't notice if they had phones or anything out. But just suffice to say, can I just ask people going to the cinema, because this isn't just this screening, but it's something I experienced. It's the worst one I've had when it comes to mobile phones being out. Can you guys just not look at your phones when you're watching a movie? When it says please turn off your mobile or put it on silent, can you just turn it off? I mean, yeah, if you want to check the time, fair enough, but I mean, it's difficult to check a watch in a dark screen unless it's the scene in the film is a light one. But besides that, it is a bit annoying for other members of the audience. Also, maybe you could tone down the voices a little bit, the chatting, and you just try not to be so disruptive in future. This is my plea part. Please, when you're going to the cinema, just try to be considerate of others. And if you're just basically there to text or maybe listen to music, like I think the guy who sat next to me for the second half of the film did, well, you might as well not have bothered. He came in late, and I'm sure he was listening to music for parts of the film, most of the film, most of the film he saw anyway. I'm pretty sure about that. He had his hood up, so I wasn't able to tell so much. But it looked like it. So, guys, if you're going to come in and just text throughout the movie or listen to music on your headphones, you may as well not have bothered coming to the cinema. You may as well just met up at a pub or stayed at home. Pub if they were over the age of 18. Or somewhere you could socialise, just anywhere that would be acceptable. But at the cinema, it's fine before the movie starts, but when the movie starts, you may as well not have bothered. You're paying, well, at my cinema, it's about £9 for an adult ticket. $6.75 for a student, and I think child's about the same price. I'm not sure, can't remember. And senior is the same as student. £5 on a Tuesday, as it's Saver Day. And this is prices as of today. I can't remember what the students one is. The children's one is. I think it must be around the same price as the students and seniors. But you know, you're paying between You're paying between £5 and £9 a ticket. You could save that money if you weren't coming to watch if you weren't going to pay attention to the film, if you weren't bothered by it, you might as well save your money and go somewhere else. Because, yeah, it's just pointless. So, yeah, this is a plea to future audience goers to cinemas and special screens. If you are just not going to pay attention to the film, if you're just going to be on your phone or listen to music or whatever, and don't go. Don't bother going. And other disruptions, I know sometimes quite a few young children can be quite disruptive. I haven't had too much of a problem of that at the cinema when the film is playing, but at the end of the film, I think it was Boss Baby or Beauty and the Beast screening. I think it was Boss Babies in 2017, and there was just some kids running around at the bottom as the credits were rolling. This is not a playground. The cinema is not a playground. So just ask parents and guardians to make sure kids don't do that in the cinema as well, because that's disruptive. I think that's pretty much the worst of those, the worst disruptions. I mean, yeah, be considerate when eating your popcorn, drinking a drink, and eating your drink. Do be considerate when eating and drinking snacks and drinks, and also romantic affections. I see one or two couples kind of like shoulder rest kind of romantically. That's fine. That's not a problem. And I think that was mostly at the start, just before the film aired anyway. Not aired, screened. But yeah, the romantic stuff, again, save it for later. Or save it for somewhere else. Save some money and go somewhere else. Or save it till afterwards, or do it just before. And especially no sex. No sex at the cinema unless it's a participant involvement, which I've never actually heard of. That was something I just made up on the spot. Yeah. But yeah, just try and be considerate. The main thing is try to be considerate of the audience around you, and if you're not bothering about to pay attention to the film, if you don't really care about it, then you might as well save some money and not bother going. That's basically the plea. So yeah, that's basically it. I know lots of people have had it way worse than what I had yesterday, and I've had some other bad experiences when it comes to other subjects, like the children running around the screen. Dr. Sneak's not a children's film after all, but Boss Baby, I think it was Boss Baby or Beauty and the Beast. Certainly one of those two or one of the other ones. Certainly an example of that. This is a plea to everyone. Next time you go to the cinema, please be considerate to the other members of the audience. And if you don't want to go, if you don't care, if you just want to go on your phone or just smoochy up to other people or whatever, if you don't, or you want to play in the playground or whatever, if you don't actually care about it, don't go. Save some money and save some time, save everybody else's problems, and just don't bother. But if you do want to go, please be considerate to others and enjoy the film as best as you can. I mean, yeah, not everyone enjoys every film, obviously, but just be considerate to those around you when watching the film, or TV episodes. Sometimes they do, or the live stuff. And yeah, just be considerate and please be nice. Otherwise, don't go. Okay, that's about it from me. I just wanted to get that out there because it was probably the worst experience cinema audience I've had the mispleasure of being in, due to the constant uses of mobile phones, especially most of the boys that were along my row. And yeah, it was just a bit annoying. Thankfully, this experience didn't deteriorate my enjoyment of the movie. In fact, spoiler alert for the review, I think this film might actually be the best film since Avengers Endgame I've seen this year. So, at least the audience didn't deteriorate my enjoyment of the film. So, yeah, so that's a spoiler for the review. But the audiences, if you go to the cinema from now on, please be considerate of others in your screening, because otherwise we're gonna have something like this, or something like my experience with what I think was Boss Baby. And that's not that bad considering other disruptions other people have had. But I just wanted to get it out there so we can prevent anything else happening or it getting any worse. So, yeah, compared to what can get it, compared to what it can get, it wasn't too bad this time. At least they were a bit talky, but not too. But they weren't chatting. But I know it can get a lot worse. So this plea actually is to make sure people don't do that, so it doesn't happen again or doesn't get worse. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time, hopefully for the Dr. Sleep review. And please be considerate to those around you. And this also applies to theatres and playhouses as well for a live performance on stage as well, because that can be, you guys can be very inconsiderate, and it can also distract the performers, and that's even worse. So just be considerate in future. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.